we've really got to come up with our destination for travel 2023.
Yes, we do. And you know, I am just obsessive compulsive planner and organizer. We got to just proceed with this as methodical and as detailed as we possibly can.
And there's so many choices, we've got to figure out a way to narrow the field.
Okay, here we go. When you're ready, throw. Oh, he'll be fine. Block it off. One more time. You really want to go there?
Yeah,
Is your passport up to date?
absolutely.
Miriam and I load up the Am Spyder for another Odyssey, this time to Quebec, Canada. This trip will be about 3,500 miles or 5,600 kilometers and take us through 9 states and a border crossing to our neighbors to the north. We are calling this trip North by Northeast.
Well, originally today was supposed to be the day before our departure date. Miriam asked me, why don't we leave a day early and kind of divide that first day, which is scheduled to be a pretty long day, up into 2 days, since we're just getting back into riding for a while since the winter's over with. So I said, all right, so we'll do that. And so we're all loaded up and get ready to go. And we've actually got a few extra square feet of cubic feet of storage space in the trailer. Shh, don't tell me. You should fill it up with something. But according to my checklist, we're packed. So nothing left to do except to be gone. Hey, and clear prop. Are you ready?
I am ready. I've been ready.
North by Northeast. Oh, gotta put it in gear.
Yep. I do hope you remember how to drive this thing. So we're on the road. This trip is finally happening. Seems like we've been talking about it for months and months.
Well, we have been talking about it for months and months.
And we've been blessed with a nice ride day. Very, very beautiful ride day. Perfect temperature and weather conditions. And we're actually a day ahead of schedule so that we can kind of ease into our travel routine, which I think we'll be glad we made that decision. But
Gee, another day of road travel in the Spyder? Oh, that was a hard call to make.
yeah, and an easy day at that. But I wanted to dedicate this trip to my octogenarian friend Alice. So I've been Alice's companion since December. I spend about 12 hours a week with her, and she's a remarkable woman. She's a Navy wife, a math professor, and an avid traveler herself. But those days are in the past for her, and she has been so enthusiastic about my sharing of our plans and stories of past trips, and so I just wanted to dedicate this trip to her. What about you? Do you have some thoughts on?
Oh, yeah, I
that?
am so sorry that Denise and George would not be able to join us. I spoke with him yesterday at length. Just a great guy. Yes, one of those things. One of those guys who is a retired first responder as I am, so we have so much common ground. and just wish there was like just enough distance between us where we could get together once a week and have lunch and coffee and just hang out. But sadly, or not sadly, but unfortunately, he's in down in Central Florida. We're here in Eastern Virginia, so
Were you going to dedicate this trip to your mom?
Yes. You know, when I was growing up, my mom had this burning travel desire. And unfortunately, when the time she came along, you know, going on vacations was a rarity. My dad's company was given a couple of weeks of vacation each year. And with that, we pretty much always went to the same place, up to the mountains to visit my relatives in the mountains. And then over to the Smoky Mountains to spend some time over there and then back home again. My mom told me that when she made the decision to leave Wise County to come to Virginia, or Norfolk, Virginia, to attend nursing school, that she was on the fence about joining the Air Force, who would send her to nursing school. And she was assured lots of travel. And she always talks about what if. And she goes, of course, the downside is that you wouldn't exist. We're talking about, well, yeah, well, not. But anyway, she always had this desire to travel. Unfortunately, because of, reality, she had a job, my dad had a job, there were 2 kids, so we had to be raised, so we didn't have that much discretionary income to spend on all this exotic travel. And as my parents got older and my brother and I grew up, when the opportunity presented itself and the financial opportunity was there from years of hard work, their health didn't support it. My mom had a rule that she would not travel any place where she could not find high quality medical care should she need it. She had a chronic heart condition. I always lament that she never got to travel and see the things that we have been so blessed to see in our life. And it's just very, very fortunate. So I'm dedicating this trip to my mom.
Oh, the woman who instilled the travel bug in you.
Yes. So our route today, we picked up US 460 out of our home to avoid the Interstate 64 corridor that we normally do. And then we had to jump on the bypass around Richmond, which is the interstate. And then we had a choice. The Interstate 95 north to Fredericksburg, which offers all the joys that Interstate 95 can offer you. Or we could take the scenic route, which is US 1, which parallels 95. So we opted for US 1, that's where we're at right now. And as a reminder or a refresher, US 1 starts or ends, its northern terminus is at the Canadian border in Maine, probably one of the northernmost points in the United States. And then it goes down to Key West, one of the southernmost points in the United States. So apparently, from what we see with the number of motorcycles so far, it's a pretty popular motorcycle route. Not as good as 66, but that's much further west. So our strategy tonight is to make it to Fredericksburg, just so we can get our riding routine back down, so it makes for a short day. And looking at the clouds up ahead, it's probably good. It looks like we may be in for a shower. So we shall see. In our path, and Miriam asked me, do you think it's going to rain? And I went, I don't know. Well, now I have an answer, and the answer is yeah. I don't know how much weather this is. I need a place to pull over and check the weather radar. Given a choice, we could find a fast food restaurant, go inside and relax, and let it blow over. But of course, we picked the scenic route, and there is none.
So we knocked out our first dinner on the road, and looking around the hotel room. We haven't been in a hotel room in some time, and just some things that make you go, huh. The first thing I want to talk about is a archaeological find, and I'm not sure. Maybe some of you viewers can tell me exactly what this thing is. It seems like I recall seeing it somewhere in antiquity. What is this? So we want to make sure that we're very safe in the hotel room, and they've got a lot of features here to really help us out. This high security system that you could just, and I feel safer already. It does have a deadbolt, so we're good, but it's like, why did they take the whole thing off? They took off the hasp and covered the holes up, but they didn't take off the other part of the hasp. Anyway. So tomorrow is going to be a relatively short day up to Winchester, and we'll see you in the morning. Well, hop on.
Here we go.
We're done the, oh, we left the warning flags out.
You did. You were the last in there.
I know, it's my area of responsibility.
Well, I feel like we cheated a little bit in staying here. But it was a good kind of cheating.
Yeah, I mean, we're in Fredericksburg, and we're not that far north, and there's no biscuits and gravy. My complaints to the management for such oversight. All right. Okay. Fire in the hole.
Oh. Compressor's doing its thing.
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah, we're getting a late start, 10 o'clock. We had originally a long day set for day one, which should have been today, but we decided to cut the day in half, and that seemed to work out pretty good. Got us into Fredericksburg. Oh, we got to say hi to our friends
yes, I do feel bad we didn't connect with Frank and Nancy, who've been so good to us and always call when they're in our hometown, and it just was a last minute thing because of my neck pain. I've been having some issues and I was just a little nervous, but I'm happy to say that the Spyder provides great back support, which is important for neck support and posture, and because my head is typically in a forward facing neutral position, it hasn't aggravated the situation, and I can ride, hooray. But I was feeling anxious about it, and it was a last minute change to our itinerary. Anyways, Frank and Nancy, apologies. We'll make it up the next time we're together.
Well, at least we thought about you before we blew you off. And the temperature today should be like this, mild. Looked at the long-range weather forecast. Looks like Monday, our route of travel up to and across into New York. We probably will hit some weather.
This is our meetup spot with Paul. We've tried a couple of times to meet up, so it looks like maybe it's really going to happen this time. Except he's not on a Spyder. Must be inside.
Here we are in Stafford, Virginia, and we have run into Paul. Tell us about yourself, where you're from, what are you doing here, what are you riding?
Hi, I'm Paul Germain, live here in Stafford, Virginia. Lived here for 32 years. I ride a 2016 Am Spyder RTS, and as far as things I've been to, a lot of different events. Most of them in Virginia, furthest down to South Carolina, the Spyder Rally we had years ago.
Very good. And the key question, what the viewers want to know is, chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Well, guys, this pretty much wraps up our first 2 days on the road. We'll pick it up again tomorrow morning from Winchester, Virginia.